inside. And we know our body, but our spirit, we don't know enough. And some of us are very ignorant. That is why you must come to the point of understanding that you are more a spirit than a body. You are more a spirit than a body. The Bible says, as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without work is dead. In other words, a body in which the spirit inside has left is a dead body. It's a useless body. So the spirit in man is more important than the body. But the lack of understanding of this truth make us to focus on our body, on our physical life. That even now that we have become Christians, we still function, we live, we pray for, we go after things for our body. Whereas, when the spirit is out of the body, what is left? So, my spirit is of more importance to me than my body. That is the point. In Luke chapter 9, verses 51 to 56, we see the imperative to know your born again spirit. Luke 9, 51 to 56, and it came to pass when the time was come that he should be received up, he steadfastly set his face to go to Jerusalem, and sent messengers before his face, and they went and entered into a village of the Samaritans to make ready for him. And they did not receive him because his face was as though he would go to Jerusalem. And when his disciples, James and John, saw these things so, they said, Lord, wilt thou that we command fire to come down from heaven and consume them, even as Elias, that is Elijah, did? Then he turned and rebuked them and said, ye know not what manner of spirit ye are of. For the Son of Man is not come to destroy men's lives, but to do what? To save them. And they went to another village. Now, what is the point here? The disciples were moving in power. By the reason of the association with Jesus Christ up to this point, they have encountered power. They have demonstrated power because he had sent them on evangelistic work, and they returned with testimony. So they saw power, they understood power, they operated in power, they moved in power, and they also saw their own master, the power in which he moved. So when he was insulted by those Samaritans, refusing him passing through that village, James and John, still in that natural self, sons of thunder, men with hot temper, were provoked. And they said, this insult must not be accommodated. Master, do we, he said, allow us, let us release fire and Elijah to consume the village and all the villagers because of this insult. Now, why did they ask for permission to do it? Because they knew if they called down fire, fire would come down and consume. Because they were moving in power. In Luke chapter 10 and verse 17, the disciples were moving in power. And the 17 returned again with joy, saying, Lord, even the devils are subject unto us through thy name. Again, in that verse, indicates several ministry traits with evidence of power. So these were men who were familiar with power. Therefore, they would have called down fire on that Samaritan village with results. If the master had allowed. But they had not known the Spirit of Christ inside them. they were in their carnal state, infancy. The Spirit of Christ has entered into them. They have become born again. They have become sons of God. But they did not have understanding of the Spirit that was in them. And that was why they wanted to go that way. So they have spiritual gifts, but lack spiritual fruit. And they are not alone. Every one of us in ministry or whatever calling, there was a phase, there was a stage where spiritual gifts, because you see, you don't need to be in the Lord for a long time because spiritual gifts begin to manifest in your life. Once you are baptized in the Holy Ghost, some gifts begin to do what? Manifest. Majority or immaturity notwithstanding. That is the situation. And there are those who became born again, baptized in the Holy Ghost from day one. Miracles, healings began to manifest in their life and ministry. Some clear word of prophecy, word of knowledge, discernment of spirit began to manifest as infants in the Lord. Men and women at a stage that have not become mature spiritually, manifesting power. That was the stage of James and John and the others. So they had spiritual gift of Christ inside them, but they lack spiritual fruit. And spiritual fruit is love. Spiritual fruit is what? It's love. Because Jesus said, you don't know the sort of spirit in you. It is not for destroying men's lives, but for saving. So, gifts of God combined with love is what we see perfectly in Jesus Christ. He was moved by compassion to do everything that he did. Healings were products of compassion for the people. Love, spiritual gifts. But here were James and John with spiritual gifts and power to heal, to raise the dead, but no compassion. No. For one instant, they were ready to burn down a whole village and all the villages. Am I painting a picture here? And that is how some of us who have not known the Spirit in us, we are moving in power. And we dwell on power without love, without compassion, without spiritual fruit. And you don't need to be holy to manifest power. You can come out of the lap of Delilah and go to the pulpit to preach. Miracles will still happen because it has nothing to do with your spirituality, but the gift of God in manifestation. Am I communicating? And because the people are ignorant, they follow you because of your spiritual gifts. And if you have gifts that are, how would I put it, physical, you cannot have. You can have 1 million as your members, but yet you are in the state of James and John. And that is why some will tell you, if you leave my church, you will die. If you leave my church, all the blessings you receive under my grace, you will lose them. It's because they don't know the spirit that is in them. It is important to put this in place. So, spiritual gifts, they lack. In 1 Corinthians chapter 13, the qualities of love, the fruit of the Spirit, are given to us there. But I want to read an aspect and show us something. And that's going down to the next slide. He said, but whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Put it on the next slide. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall what? It shall vanish. We know that what spiritual gifts will expire eventually. Charity suffereth long and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity boundeth not itself. Is not puffed. For we know in part and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be what? Torn away. So the point here is, don't dwell on we cease. A time will come, healings will not be needed. A time will come, prophecies will not be what? Needed. All these spiritual gifts manifesting now, people will not need them at that time. When the perfect shall come. But love, which has to do with character, is eternal. And therefore, we need to focus on that. Therefore, spiritual giftedness is temporary, but Christ-likeness is forever. Spiritual giftedness is not Christ-likeness. It's not. I was listening to Dr. Mensa out of me a couple of days back, and he was begging his congregation and begging people, say, please help us. Don't make us like God. Don't be coming and lying up before us and saying, I depend on your grace, the grace on you, the grace on this altar. He said, it's not the altar, it's Jesus. Please help us. Because people focus on the gifts manifesting in us, and if you are not careful, you will be puffed up. And you need to carry yourself updated. People will need to help you remove your shoe, wear your shoe, carry your bag around, and all those services, especially with our African tradition that is very respectful, and begin to bow before us and all. Then here's the point where somebody refuses to bow, so people have become proud. This one is not bowing before me, he's not shaking my presence. I will show him. The gifts. I have the issue. It's Christ-likeness, because we're talking about bridging the gap between the ancients and the ancients knew the spirit of Christ in them. The ancients dwelt on spiritual gifts, spiritual fruit, Christ-likeness. And that is what we see in the hymns that they wrote. But the modern dwell on gifts, dwell on physical packaging and manifestation, marketing strategies that gather crowd. And then find satisfying crowd and then they look at the essence of and they look on them and say, how school they are inspired. This way, I will deep in the Lord. So bridge this gap. The mother needs to know the spirit in them. The spiritual giftedness is not Christ-likeness. Rejoice not in spiritual giftedness. In Luke 10:20, they came back reporting to Jesus, and they said, devil is back before us, and we did signs and wonders, and Jesus said, rejoice not that the devils are so that whatever happens, we will flow with the issues. It is therefore imperative for you to know the spirit that is in you. Move on to point 2. The specific of the body and spirit. You now need to know the spirit that is in us. What is this special? Jesus said to them when they wanted to send that fire to destroy, he said, you don't know the manner of spirit that is well. That is it's not like other. So when you talk about sort of, you are talking about kind, you are talking about species, you are talking about breed, many species or kinds of spirits. There are species and kinds of spirits. So which one is in you? Job said in Job it is written that there is a spirit in who? In man. What kind of spirit is in man? There are spirits. One, God's spirit. Angels in good standing, they are spirits. Angels not in good standing, who are now demons, they are spirits. Adam's fallen spirit is a sort of spirit, it's a type of spirit, it's a kind of spirit. Then Christ, the resurrected and glorified spirit, is a kind of spirit. It's a special spirit. So among these 5 species of spirits, or sorts of kinds of spirits, we have listed which one is in, which one is in me. Firstly, it is essential for you to know which of the species or kind out of the 5 listed spirits in you. Quickly, before we were born again, the kind of spirit in us was the spirit of the fallen Adam. The spirit of the fallen Adam. By birth, we inherited that spirit. So we had Adam's body, we had Adam's spirit, and then of course, the soul. That was our state before we became born again. That was the state of James and John and other disciples before they met Jesus and the Spirit of Christ entered into them. But because they did not know the difference, that there is a new spirit in them, and that spirit is the spirit of love. It is the spirit of sound mind. It is the spirit of power. Different from the spirit of Adam they were born with. They had not differentiated these 2 spirits. So they were still thinking, talking, and acting like they were still the old man. And that was why they were prepared to set down fire to finish the whole village. And that is part of the error in many of these judgmental prayers that have become the order of the day in the church today. For somebody of stopping your promotion or your contract, oh God, Holy Ghost fire, finish the person. Somebody standing opposing my promotion or my progress, let the person fall down and fall down. Jesus says, you don't know the manner of spirit in you. That's why I'm praying at that. Because the spirit in you is not for destroying the lives of men, but for doing what? Saving. And you pray, there are results. You have testimonies. If James and John, like they have said earlier, were allowed to call down fire, those Samaritans would have been burnt. The same way Elijah called down fire and burnt all the soldiers that were sent to capture. So the result is not the issue. The issue is the motive. The motive is to save lives. Some people you want to burn and kill with your prayer may have been predestinated for salvation. And if God answered you and killed them instantly, those who would have gone to hell, you finish. And that's why many times God does not answer this prayer. It's only in the extreme cases. Extreme cases. And with one extreme case, you generalize and give a testimony and preach a sermon and get people to pray and kill all their enemies. Am I communicating? I will need to speak up. Know the hierarchy of these spirits. The hierarchy. God first, and so on. I will speak. Before the incarnation, after the incarnation, during the atonement, I want to make some speed because I need to close this message very, very strongly for us to pray. I'll move on to several slides to know the hierarchy of their classes, the classes of spirits. Before we were born again, the class of our spirit was the last class number 4, Adam's fallen spirit. The demons, number 3, over us were under the dominion of darkness. And then good angels or angels in good standing, number 2. Then God, number 1. But when Christ now came, the 5th type of spirit of man came into existence. And the classes changed. Because Jesus, God who became flesh, though he was flesh on earth, the spirit in him was in the same class with the Father. And that's why I said, I and the Father we are one. So body physically appear, but my spirit is in the spirit realm where the Father is, and we are on the same class. And so what he does is what I do. What he says are the things I say. And so the results you are saying in my ministry are products of the synergy between my spirit and the spirit of the Father. It confirms what I say because I don't just speak. It is what I hear him speak that I do what I say. And when I speak, he confirms. That synergy was there. And that put him above the angels. Talking about the Son in Hebrews chapter 1, the Bible says, which of the angels did he say, so this day have I begotten thee, and thou art my son. Angels are not sons, but they are servants. There are differences between servants and sons. For Jesus, on earth as man, he was son because he was begotten of the Father. Let me make some good progress, please. In Colossians, if you can get the slide, go to know the hierarchy of your class. You have been raised up from the class of fallen Adam and offspring to the same class of the last Adam with God. From bottom to the top, from number 4 to number 1. That's where we have come. And in Colossians chapter 1, verses 12 and 13 says, give thanks to the Father, who has qualified us to be partakers of the inheritance of the saints in life. 13. He has delivered us from the power of darkness and conveyed us into the kingdom of his Son. Ephesians 2, 5 and 6. Even when we were dead in sin, hath quickened us together with Christ. By grace he has saved, and hath raised us up together, and made us sit together in heavenly places in whom? In Christ Jesus. The TPT translation reads this way. TPT. Even when we were dead and doomed in our many sins, he united us into the very life of Christ and saved us by his wonderful grace. He raised us up with Christ, the exalted one, and we are ascended with him into the glorious perfection and authority